So this is beehive graveyard over here. I told y'all a few days ago that I had lost a couple of hives and I didn't feel like talking about it. So I'm going to talk about it today. So what we have here is, these are the top bars that come out of this top bar hive over here. It's laying on the ground sideways. Those are the buckets that were that the legs were setting in for the purpose of keeping ants from being able to crawl up and get into the hive. Here's the roof, the bottom side of the roof. These that you see here, they were infested with a lot of maggots and wax moth larvae. So both flies and wax moths had been laying in all of this honeycomb after the bees had left. So I took it all out. I'm setting it out here to dry, and as you can see, there are bees on all of this, and what they're doing is they're cleaning it up, getting any honey and pollen residue, anything that they want, they're getting out of it. There's several in this bucket. I've been putting in the bucket after I inspect the honeycomb to make sure that there's no living worms or larvae in there. It's really quite gross, and what you're seeing now is a couple of days, maybe 3 or 4 days later. When I first opened it up and laid this out here, it was even nastier than what you're seeing. This is pretty nasty, but I've cleaned it up quite a bit since then. There's the queen cage from hive number 2, where we purchased a queen a couple of weeks ago and put her in hive number 2. She's the one that I found alive after all the bees were gone. I found her alive in there, and I put her in with the Memphis gals. So she's gonna do okay. But there's the graveyard. Once we get all of these cleaned up, we're gonna put them in the bucket, and I'm gonna melt that down, and we'll purify it through a few stages. Once we end up with pure beeswax, then we'll have that. We can make various products. I've experimented with a couple of candles. Yeah, hang on, here's a live one that's in my bucket here. I don't want any live ones in there. That one is alive. It's playing possum right now, but set them out over here. I think that maybe the sun will dry some of it, and the bees will clean up some of it. You can see there's been honeybees. There's right here's either a bumblebee or a carpenter bee. Flies, ants. They're all working to clean this mess up. So I just don't want to throw away all this wax. I feel like I can use it as good wax once we get it cleaned up. I suppose I could go ahead now. I just don't want to have all of that nastiness in my equipment. I'd rather wait on it.